Okay, it's more Italian league, and I'm pretty sure it's still playoffs. Maybe this is for placing. I don't know, but it's Modena versus Padova, and Modena. You guys already know they're a pretty stacked team. They got Dececco running the offense, but he only played. I bet this is wrong. I bet the names are wrong. Maybe they're not. Who knows? Oh, excuse me. But we still got Abalubaba on the right side. We got Gutierrez and we got Ladislav Daviskiba on the outside. And then Padova. I don't know any of the names, I don't think. But it's the Italian league, so you got to have high expectations. But we'll see. Maybe Dececco actually wasn't playing. It looks like this guy's playing. I don't know who he is, but I assume he's fine. He's on Modena, so I think we're going to be just fine. Gutierrez going there. I like this. I like this type of run where he's just like standing, finishes the window, puts it right in the perfect wheelhouse for that middle hitter. Boom. Clocks it. Yeah, and I mean, if you're a setter and you want to really come out hot, just dude, have the focus of just, I don't care what I look like doing this. I'm gonna hit the window. Like, I'm gonna put up a good ball. Like, that's your only focus to start the game. Start the game and late game. Just put up a good ball. Ooh, this is sketchy. I don't like it when the lanes kind of do this and then people almost jump on each other and people get hurt. But oh my gosh, yeah. And Daviskiba's been making some good block moves as of late. Let me watch that one more time. And he just finishes the block really well. Does he have tattoos? When did he get tattoos? But yeah, look how he just finishes that ball, shapes that into the middle of the court, times it really well. And I feel like that's one of the big parts about why that block worked, is he timed it really well on when that ball hits him and when he presses. Daviskiba, let's see if he can go on a run here. Miss serve. No, he cannot. Nope. And this game should be kind of a quick game. I'm not sure what to expect here. Abalubaba, what a guy. Such a whippy guy. Look at that arm swing, too. Like, look at how he just brings that elbow super far behind him and then just whips. One more time. Yeah. And, you want that relaxed feeling in your arm when you're hitting because... Nope. Because that's actually what really allows your arm to go really fast. And setters, man, you're going to have to be fast. He's got to chase that down, put up a good ball. It was a very good ball. And he just lets that hang there. Let's see. Ooh, that slipped through his hands. Good hang by Abalubaba. Hangs, grabs that ball, throws it down. Good choice by that guy. I like it. Ball's tight, goes up, tips it to the side, around that block there. They get a free ball for it. And then next ball he gets, takes a rip. Good for him. I don't know who that guy is, but he's young. He's got a mullet. He looks young at least. I don't know. Maybe he's old. Who knows? I have no idea who he is, if I'm being honest. Yeah, look at that. Gets his feet to that ball. I just want to see this one more time. Yeah, gets his feet to that ball. Gosh darn it. Feet to the ball. Jumps in. Bang. All day. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see what they do here out of system. Daviskiba. And he takes an angle at his approach, which I'm not really a huge fan of that, but the thing is he wants to be able to see the ball, so I guess I understand it. Maybe I should rethink that kind of stuff. I mean, I had an interesting situation kind of similar to this yesterday at practice, and I took my approach from pretty much here, and then I just ripped at this right side blocker's hands, and it worked out pretty well. And it looks like Daviskiba kind of makes the same exact choice there. Whatever allows you to swing at that guy's hands, I guess. But yeah. I mean, I guess the biggest, most important thing It's just allowing yourself to get your feet to that ball. You know, I guess if you need to sacrifice the amount of range and like the amount of cross that you can swing into, so that you can still get the ball at your peak and take like a really big physical aggressive swing, I guess taking your approach like that actually makes sense. Look at Abdullah making a huge triple block. Look at that. Look at where he. Oh my gosh. Look at where he is, dude. Look at that. Sheesh. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. That's insane. Good for him. Good for him. Big old rip into the seam. I like that. Middle. Throw it into the 3. Tips it down. Again, like right here, I like how this setter just chooses, alright, I'm just going to hit the window. I'm just going to take it easy. I'm going to hit the window, finish my hands to that ball, or finish my hands to that window. Boom. Same thing that he does there, right there. Same thing. There's one option, 2 options maybe. I'm just going to hit my window. I don't care if it's obvious. I'm going to hit my window, give my hitter an opportunity. Obviously, both situations don't work out perfectly, but I think that's the best option, because then you at least allow your hitter to have a chance to, you know, make the right decision. You know, you put the responsibility into the hitter's hands instead of trying to force something or try and do the work for them. You know, so I mean, if your only option is, or your only 2 options, I guess you could say, are like one of them is really bad, or like the obvious choice is not a great option, you don't really trust them. First of all, that stinks. Sometimes you're going to get into situations like that, though. But, I mean, I guess maybe doing the work for them, trying to fake out the blockers or do whatever you need to might be okay. But it depends. Look how he seals that line. Or, sorry, seals that high angle. That's really nice. Reaches high, gets over top of that ball. Boom. Let's see, middle takes first ball. Let's see what happens. Yep, give it to him. Good dig by this guy. I just want to see that libero move again. Palms up. Just get hit. Get hit and have that ball go vertical somehow. That's all you need to do. That's really all you need to focus on. You know, if he shows this a little bit later, like if he jumps with both arms, I think this might have worked and not allowed that libero to see it. But like with that set or dump, you really want to sell it late. Like you want to show it late. Nice angle. Gets around that ball. I just want to say that one more time. Nice. Nice. Not bad at all. Dececco, he's a beast. And that, I feel like this is probably one of his best serves, like that he usually does, is he just has that 90%, 80%, 90% cut to this line here. And like a lot of the time he rips it into like this seam or maybe the 6, but then he just cuts it over there. Oh, that stinks. And that right there is why it's so important just to focus on hitting your window. Because if you don't, then you don't give your hitter an option to do anything really. Let's see, reverse flow, Abalubaba. What a fun name, huh? Lefty, out of bounds, see a ball. Middle. I like this. A lot of the time I think I've seen him serve to this seam, but then mixing it up, that's still a pretty difficult, like it's a rare serve to see, so it's kind of weird and it kind of messes with you, you know. And on this one, it's not a perfect situation for him. Okay. It's not a perfect situation for him. And see how he just kind of finishes his hand, just shortens his arm swing a bit, and then just 75% arm swing, just pops it to the right spot. You know, like his placement is so much more important. You know, getting around the block is so much more important than just blasting the ball as hard as you can. But then you got Gutierrez here, who just never shortens his arm swing and just hangs in the air for 3 minutes and then just blasts it across. Super sharp angle. Good for him. Yeah, and that middle is just abusing that 5-spot angle right now. And it looks like it's working real well. Perfect pass, let's see, over the top. And I like how they're just letting him hang up there too. It's kind of a slower tempo on contact here. Yeah, it's a little bit of a slower tempo than a lot of other teams, maybe like Perugia, but it's still very nice. Yeah, I don't mind a slightly slower tempo if it just allows that hitter to get his feet to the ball, take an aggressive approach, and just blast the ball, you know? Oof, yeah. That lefty cut right into the 6 there, that's tough. Ooh, okay. Perfect pass. I like this. I like this libero. I like him. It's an easy ball, so guess what? He makes it look easy. Puts it right on the setter's head, super high, allows him to run the offense, and of course they get the kill off of it. Okay. Make the routine plays look routine. That's what my baseball coach used to say. That's what I'm gonna say when I'm a volleyball coach. Make the routine plays look routine. Okay. Because then, like, if you're making plays like this, cool, good for you. But if you can't make those free ball scenarios look like free ball scenarios, then what's the point of having you out there? Okay, just because you can make a few highlights here and there, if you can't take care of the easy balls, there's no point in you being out there. Okay, because you're not going to win any games if you can't take care of the routine plays. You know. Serving, it's the same deal. If you can hit an 80-mile-an-hour serve sometimes, but you're doing that once every 20 serves, and all the other ones are errors, bro, there's no point in you doing that. There's no point in you being out on the court or serving. You know, like, it's just no good. That's not a good trade-off. It's not a good trade-off at all. So, you gotta be smart. And you know, something they do here in Denmark, I mean, I think they do it all in Europe. Not so much something they do in the States, but at least as far as I know. But it's like plus minus, you know, like a positive touch versus an error is a negative touch, you know. So, for example, like a kill is positive, a kill block is positive, an ace is positive, but then errors, serving errors, blocking errors, or attacking errors, they're all minus. So at the end of the game, you can see how positive you played, and you know, plus this, minus that, whatever it may be. So I like that because I think it gives a good range of how you're playing. Like if you're actually adding to the team, you know, because if you're -7, then that means you're losing more than you're gaining for your team. So it's pretty obvious, I guess. I like this guy's serve. It's a weird one. I think it kind of pins this libero a little bit high here because that angle, because it's going here. If it has no cut, it's going here. But then it keeps going. It keeps cutting to him, cuts high to him, and he's got to back away a bit. Ooh, what the heck is that? Yeah, sorry. Leaves that ball inside. Love this. I love this. Look at how Dececco gets himself inside there. Look at how he sees that ball gets moved backward a little bit. He stays inside. Approaches toward the cross, takes care of that inside ball, and just blasts across. I think my computer was lagging a little bit, but we'll keep pushing. Nope, get tooled. Again, just swinging high. If you're swinging high and hard, you're going to be hitting blocks like this all day, and you're not going to get caught a lot of the time. Like, you're not going to get blocked that much. Yeah, and there's going to be plays, I like that help block. Really nice. And he waits. You know, I feel like earlier in the season I said, like, oh, Dececco's got to work on his block moves. He's looking like a real good blocker right now. He's making some really good block moves. Hello. Good defense. Just got to get hit, man. Just got to get hit, and that ball might still be alive. That's all it takes sometimes. Good reuse. That's a double. That's a double. That stinks. That stinks. That stinks real bad there. Unbelievable. And if you can contact the ball high and then bring it deep into that court, dude, it's going to be so hard to stop you. It's going to be, the blockers are going to have a tough time stopping you, and the defense is also going to have a tough time stopping you. It's just going to be very difficult, so just get used to it. Have that be your natural default attack, where, like, if you're just doing anything, boom, you hit it deep. Bouncing the ball's fun sometimes. In warm-ups, maybe still do it. Like, it's still fun. But get a few good swings like this out there, too. Get a few good swings in warm-ups, too, so you can actually get a good range of the balls that are going to score when it matters. Like, when it matters, if it's 20, 25, 24, and you get a swing, it's probably going to be, like, semi-in system at the best. So you're going to go against a good double block, maybe a triple like this, okay? And if you don't swing deep, then boom, you're getting blocked. So those are the ones that matter. Those are the ones that really, really matter. Like in the middle of the game, whatever. Some of the things will happen. You still want to get killed, obviously, but like when the game is on the line, like you're gonna want to be able to swing deep naturally and just have it be like that without you having to think, okay, I really have to make sure that I'm not getting blocked here and stuff like that. No, I know that I'm not going to get blocked because my normal swing is not a swing that is usually going to get blocked. So yeah, I hope that you guys can change your thought process to that type of thing. And then, like, it gives you confidence in those late game situations too, because you're in that late game situation thinking, hey, my swings, they've been working, man. Like, if I consistently do something like this, it's gonna work, and this is what I usually do. I have nothing to worry about. Okay, I got confidence because I've already proven that I do this. It's a nice serve, man. Gosh, that's a nice serve. I like how his arms, like, look at his hand right there. He's clawing it right there, and then as he swings, that hand is firm. But then his arm swing is whippy. Like it's a loose arm, firm hand. It's such an interesting kind of paradox almost. Very nice. Padova takes care of it there, side out. It's an important side out right there. Very, very important. Hello. And he tries to get around it. I don't know. If you are going against this route where they're taking that push or whatever it is, like they're drifting this way, that middle, dive into that power shot early, and then if you feel like they're going to go over here, then you can dive your hands late. But don't just immediately give them this, because that's just easy money. They don't have to adjust, they don't have to do anything. It's like giving them a free layup. Okay, like LeBron's block, he always used to tell, like, his teammates, hey, okay, if you see me trailing, trying to go up and block someone, just make them adjust. Just give me a little bit of time, and then I'll block them off the backboard. And you guys know the block. Come on now. And so it's the same type of thing where you just have to take away the easy thing. So, like, late game 7, J.R. Smith makes Iguodala adjust away from the easy layup, just the easy normal dunk or layup, and then he forces him to do the harder thing, which is just hit the secondary layup, and then LeBron comes out of here and swats the heck out of it. Like, that secondary is a reason. There's a reason why it's the secondary. Like, you would rather do the first thing, so make him make that adjustment. So what I'm saying, back to what I was initially talking about. Take care of the power shot, and then dive your hands into the secondary late if you see them going to that secondary. Okay? Take away the primary and be late on the secondary, if that makes sense. And middle blocking is interesting. Middle blocking, it's its own beast. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But there's still tips to it. There's still principles to what can make you better with it. It's a lovely tip. I like it. I like that tip for a few reasons. Okay, first of all, it takes out that right side hitter as a transition option to set. But then also, I mean, opposites. Come on, how many opposites do you know that play good defense and cover tips well? I mean, come on, let's all be honest here. And Dececco is able to score right here. And I like how he's quick here. He goes up and then goes quick away from the block. Quick away from the block. You know, like, don't give him a bunch of time to read where you're going with it. Be quick. Good dig. Good chase down. Look at the chase down. Goes through that ball, finishes it, good, puts it high, right on the setter's head, and then Abalubaba messes it up. That'll happen. Quintera's perfect-ish ball. I'm not sure what's happening here, but I don't mind that swing. Challenging that setter to, first of all, that setter has to take that first ball, but also challenges that setter not to leave. Because if he leaves early, then it's the outside's responsibility, and you're challenging him too. So that chop deep line is not a bad swing at all. It'll get people into good situations, you know. Oh. I don't know. Oh, I think he just hit his window a little bit low here. But I think that middle might have been a little bit late as well. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. Good chase down by Dececco. Balanced on contact, yep, and then gets over there. Puts the ball high. Let's see. Look at Dececco over here. What a rally. What a rally. Yeah. That'll happen. What a rally. Alright, we got a spinner here. Nope. Jeez, missing serves here. No fun. Missed serves are no fun. Okay. This route. If this middle right here doesn't believe that this middle hitter is an option, then this is a terrible set. Okay? Because look at where the block is. Okay, I don't think that he thought this guy was an option. But if he thinks that this middle is an option, he cheats over, maybe jumps early with him, his block looks totally different. But these guys usually leave anyways, so like falling away from the middle of the court, going to the middle of the court is not a bad idea anyways. But, yeah. You know, I just thought of something, but might have to wait until I'm making my own offense and defensive schemes to break that puppy out there. Oh, wow. He jumped really early with him and then just held his arms up. That'll work out. Wow. Oof. Hello. Blows him up. Way out of system. Quintera's. Breaks it through the block. The outside just kind of pops it up. Let's see. I love it. Swings hard into that little seam in between the blockers. Really try and, I mean, obviously if you can hit it from a high point and keep it high and go deep into the court, into that little seam in between the blockers, that's beautiful. But like, main thing is that little spot right there, that little gap, it should be open. So try and take it as much as you can. Learn how to take it if you don't know how to yet. Wow. And look how like, if you're able to finish your block really well, you have to be able to time it, have fast hands downward like this. Like, here, let's watch this. Watch how fast he finishes his arms here. Look at that. Look at Abalubaba. Look at how fast he finishes his hands here. He finishes downward so fast. And that gives him a roof. Because when you're up here, if you're up here forever, bro, you have no idea how that's going to hit you. But if he swings his arms like this, then you know that ball's going downward. And you got a good chance of it dropping, you know? and you're not getting tooled. A good chance of you not getting tooled as well. But there's a few kind of stipulations with that too. Like you have to time it perfectly. So timing of that is important. First of all, you have to be able to jump that high too. So that's another kind of requirement. Why did he leave so early? Shoot, there was another thing I was thinking of too, but I don't know. Good angle. And okay, with this ball out of system, leave that ball a little bit this way. Leave that ball a little bit inside, so that you're not taking it. So that you're taking it in front of you like this, so that your momentum's going there and that ball is still in front of you. You know, and then you're just blasting it towards that libero. So keep that ball in front of you. Keep that ball in front of where you want to go. Not in front of you, like as in right in between you and the net, like perfectly parallel like that way. But in front of you, in front of where you want to hit. If that makes sense, I hope it makes sense. Because that just like allows you to just rip it. They want that carry, but I think it's fine. I think that's fine. Gotta do what you gotta do, man. Gotta do what you gotta do. Reverse float, middle. This guy's silly. I like him. Hello. I like the patience. He's on the ground here. Then he's patient. And then explosive. Love it. Patient, explosive, smart. Goes into a good angle there. Oh. Ready to go up from where he is. Boom, gets a kill. Yeah, gets a kill. Okay. You know, also, if you think a ref should call someone on a carry, like on the other team, if you think someone like, then you should kind of test that limit next time and be like, hey, like if he's not going to call it for him, I'm gonna try and get away with something too. You know, kind of test that limit, test the waters. I think that's kind of a, you know, maybe some coaches would disagree with that, but why not, man? Why not check it out and see how dirty you can get? Because, I mean, then you can, because he's not supposed to have a double standard, so you can kind of force his hand to either clean up how he's calling the game, or force his hand to allow you to do whatever you want, you know? Big old serve out of bounds. Lots of missed serves, I think. Flute. Perfect, but no, not good, not perfect. But like something like this. Wait, if he can make a routine float serve look like a routine play, then that's very important, you know? Oof. And this is why you want to try and set as many of those tight balls as you can. But I think, yeah, I think he called him over. Yeah, exactly. So, like, small setters, even if you're small, try and go for those, man. Let's go to Dececco back in the game. Look at how he lets that ball sit in front of him to make it seem like he can't go right here. And then he just drops it right there. Boom. Bang. Yeah, because when that ball is so far in front of him, you think, oh, he can only go forward, and then it's just like he has that mobility with his wrists and just flicks it back. Jeez, man. That is definitely Gutierrez's fault there. Tipping it straight into the block. Let's see, Dececco. There's a third one. Oh my. Oof, my computer is getting hot. I gotta do something about that. I don't know. I gotta get a new computer. If you guys know any good computers that you think would be good to travel with and good to maybe a lot of storage space, you know, I don't know. High speed and good storage space. Hit it up in the comments. I have no idea. I don't know. I know nothing about laptops. Somebody's in the net. keep pushing. Gutierrez, perfect pass. And I think he just approaches on the inside there, which is interesting. Puts the ball high, it gives everyone time. I like him putting that ball high because in transition you want time. You want time. Time is money in transition. Okay, so put the first touch high. If you can't put the first touch high, put the second touch really high. Third touch needs to be aggressive, so whatever. But if you're putting that touch right, like that second touch really high, then like that guy that's transitioning can just keep transitioning while you're putting that ball up, and then they can time that ball whenever they need to. Which is kind of a difficult thing to do, but yeah, I don't know. It also just depends on the situation. Every situation's different. There's a lot of different important factors to it. What a killer. What a killer. Swinging deep. Force that defense to be disciplined. I think this means that they win something. Maybe not. Maybe that's just the set and they're happy about it. I don't know. I'm not sure how the Italian League playoffs work, but hopefully someday I'll find out through experience. I don't know. I do not know. Let's go. Oof. Gutierrez is not able to close that block there. Yeah, and I don't know, if you're not able to close that triple block, I still think you should just press straight forward, because I think trying to close like that actually takes away way less space. So I think just going straight forward, maybe tilting a little bit this way, maybe might be good, but yeah, just try not to get too, quick swing there. I like it. Let's see over the top. Oh my gosh! Now that's a nice tempo. And Gutierrez is maybe even early there, but he's able to just hang up there, take a rip. Gosh, that kid's a beast, man. Kid's a beast. Kid is a beast. Rinaldi, that's what his name is, isn't it? Not Gutierrez, obviously, but number 99. Pretty sure his name is Rinaldi. Whoa, Gutierrez almost does a split there. I know how that feels, brother. I do. And I don't know. If he's running towards that ball there with his shoulder, maybe, I don't know. I'm going to let it keep going because I'm really not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe certain people, it might be easier to go straight over their shoulder to hit a certain window. Maybe it's easier to make sure they're facing somebody to hit a window. But I don't know. Maybe that's just personal preference. Like Dececco, it doesn't really matter. He just needs to flick his hands and he's good. But other people, they need to turn their body while they hit a certain window. But I don't know. It all just depends on who you are. If you swing your 6, you're going to get clapped. You just can't get away with it at this level, man. You really can't. At a high school level, you might be able to. A club level, you probably can a lot of the time. But, dude, if you get to college and you're still trying to swing the 6, you're going to get clamped every time. You're going to get clamped. Love that tip. Up the pipe. When you're swinging on a pipe, depending on what blocker is up, if one of these blockers is up, tipping to short there is such a good shot. Pipes, man. Pipes are gonna work. The pipe is a beautiful, beautiful thing in the men's game. And then on to. I love it. And I love the angle that he comes at with it, which, it's kind of just where he came at it and like where he was playing defense went into it, but I love that. I love it. Perfect timing and everything, yeah. On 2. Yeah, I'm glad that that's a big part of the game these days, is taking that ball on 2 when the setter takes the first ball. Oh, look at that. Finds the edge of the block, goes out of bounds. Nice job, Bob. Let's see what happens here. They finally got a dig on the pipe. You get a break point there. Beautiful. We got a float serve going short to the middle. Ooh, over the top. Good choice. Good choice by Dececco to go sharp cross there. Yeah, I guess that was just normal cross, but still. It was still a great choice. I like it. See a ball. Oh my gosh. Spinner. Nice. Yeah, and Dececco, I mean, I guess the thing that he's really nice with, at least what I'm noticing in this game, is he's attacking this seam, and then his breakaway is there, you know? It's like a pitcher. I like it. Yeah, his changeup, like trying to beat the adjustment, you know? He's blowing up that seam, and he tries to get him there. You know, and if you're in the same rotation each set compared to the other team, like if you match up with them the same way every time, you're going to be serving against the same rotation every time. So you can kind of like really use that to your advantage and play some games, you know, like especially if it's the same guys, same seams, whatever it may be. You can just attack a certain way, wait for them to adjust, go somewhere else, you know? Yeah. Like, serving is completely in your control, and it should be used as such. Like, you should be aiming to dominate when you're serving. Like, that's probably the most important skill in volleyball is serving. You do it every single game. You do it every single play. Not every play calls for a hit. Sometimes it calls for a block. Sometimes it calls for random stuff, whatever. Serving is so much more important than everything else. Passing is the second most because, you know, you serve and you pass every single play. Every single play. Very nice. Alright, let's see. Blam. Yeah, and he just gets caught. He just gets caught over here. Like, if he's helping, like, I mean, just as a rule of thumb, I would say if that middle that you're trying to help with gets past that center line, you're no longer obligated to help at all. And you should just go worry about your primary guy. Bang. Let's see that one more time. Just gets on it quick arm swing, rips it across. I like it. Ablubaba with an ace. It's a crazy ace too. Off the tape, inbounds through the seam. Dude, I don't blame that guy for getting ace. Thanks for watching, guys.